This is the first in a 4-part series about how to do one variable statistics and how to make plots for one variable statistics on your TI calculator. In the first part here, we'll enter data and calculate one variable statistics. In part 2, we'll look at box and whisker plots. In part 3, histograms. And in part 4, frequency and cumulative frequency diagrams. So step 1 in part 1 is to enter the data. I've just made up some random data. And I'm going to go to Stat, where the first menu is called Edit, and the first item on that menu is Edit. I'm going to hit Enter, and I see List 1, List 2, and List 3 across the top. Now you can change these, but we'll leave them where they are right now. If you want to change them, you need to go up to select them and enter a different list. But again, for right now, List 1 is fine. Let's enter this data that, again, I just made up randomly in List 1. 8, 13, 15, 9, 10, 19, 2, 14, 8, 17, 2, again, 17, again, 14, again, 4, and 18. That's the 15th number. So they have all been entered there. The first thing we want to do is calculate one variable statistics. So again, we're going to go to the Stat button. Okay? But instead of this first menu, Edit, we're going to hit right and go to the Calculate menu. And again, we want the very first option on there, one variable statistics. Hit Enter. That will put that command, one var statistics, on the command line, but we also need to tell it what list we're talking about. So hit second and the button 1, which has L1 up above it in blue there. We want the one variable statistics for list 1. If you hit Enter, it tells you a whole lot of things, and in fact even more than you see on the screen. That's why it has the little down arrow. So right now it's got X with the line over it, X bar, which is the mean, 11 and 1/3. The next line there is, that's the Greek letter sigma. Sigma x, which is the sum of all the x's, is 170. The sum of the numbers squared, 2,382. It's not at all clear why that's important at the moment. Same with those next two. Right? If we scroll down, right, we can see n, the number of data points, is 15. Scroll down a few more times to get this entire screen on there, and you can tell that you're at the bottom because the arrow now points up. And we've got what we call the 5-number summary: 2, 8, 13, 17, and 19. So 2 and 19, the minimum and the maximum, are pretty clear. Med is short for median. The median, the number in the middle, is 13. And Q1 and Q3, Q stands for quartile. The first quartile, or 1/4 of the way into the data set, is 8. Q3, or 3/4 of the way into the data set, is 17. This is the end of part 1 of the podcast.